You see the same thing in Hungary. Like the Orbanism of the party is it's rooted in returning white Christian men, but also white men and white adjacent men, you know, black men, brown men who are like white adjacent.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Reid from MS13DNC, also known as MSNBC, saying that if you're not a white male and you support Trump or Viktor Orban or anybody that could be considered a right-wing person, Javier Milei, who is not right-wing at all, he's a libertarian. If you support any of these people, you are a white adjacent person if you're not white. So that means guys like me. That means I'm white adjacent. Now, I've heard things like this only on the internet. Never in my life have I ever been accused in real life of trying to be a white person. I'm a really tall black guy, dark-skinned black guy, and you can hear my voice. Nobody ever said, hey, you're trying to be a white guy. Never have I ever heard that. Now, maybe I am trying to be a white guy if I want safe communities, the right to bear arms, the right to protect myself, and the right to keep money in my pocket and not have it go to foreign wars and deleting innocent people. Maybe if that is being white, then I'm guilty as charged, I suppose, according to Reid standards. Now, before I get into that video specifically, I got a few videos, actually. I got one from CNN in which they kind of threw MS13DNC under the bus because they were making it look like they were at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but they were not there. They had a LED screen behind them that simulated their appearance, although they were at their regular studio. Now, why they didn't go to the RNC, why they weren't there in person, I don't know. But let's check this out. Then we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. And of course, I will link to everything in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
So good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
First of all,
and you're actually here live.
We are here live,
as
opposed to some other networks that just have a big LED. Who shall remain nameless. So you've spoken with President
MSNBC. That's who he was talking about. They were not there. All they had was a big LED behind them. And we're going to see that big LED in a minute. But here's something. This is a group of Democrats in front of Biden, Harris, Democrats, up and repeat, with a website, trumpsproject2025.com, which, of course, if you go there, is going to be a bunch of propaganda against Donald Trump, you know, because the website name is wrong anyway. Trump had zero to do with Project 2025. That was the Heritage Foundation. But listen to what these non-white adjacent people say about Trump's slogan.
So, yes, this November, we're going to make America great again.
Okay, so are you going to accuse this lady and the people behind her, including the racially ambiguous gentleman right here, are we going to accuse them of being white adjacent? I don't think that we're going to do that. I don't really see that happening. Now, let's get into this whole white adjacent kerfuffle. Then we're going to get into a pretty surprising endorsement of sorts, although not an endorsement for Trump.
You know, it's interesting because we were talking about this during the break. I mean, this is the Javier Milei election, right? I mean, and then in Argentina, that's how that went, which is that you had this coalition of, and not to be cruel, but, it was described as sort of an incel election. It was
So now you're attacking people in Argentina, calling them incels if they voted for Javier Milei, right? Very interesting.
Young, angry men of Argentina who, they wanted a macho candidate. And
well, maybe they wanted all these useless government agencies, ministries, or whatever to be done away with. Maybe they wanted to fix the country's economic issues. They had hyperinflation, things of this nature. Maybe they wanted to vote for a guy who had good policy. It's not about being an incel or anything like that. It's about, hey, this guy is the best candidate available. Let's vote for him. All the braggadocious and macho stuff, whatever you wanted to call it, that's secondary to the policy, because you could be macho and whatnot, but have bad policy. I don't think he would have been elected if that was the case, but I digress.
Went along with policies like banning abortion, banning birth control, and, the idea of no-fault divorce. It all kind of goes together that you've seen this kind of election before. You see the same thing in Hungary. Like the Orbanism of the party is it's rooted in returning white Christian men, but also white men and white adjacent men, black men, brown men who are like white adjacent.
White adjacent. I mean, these words and phrases they come up with, where do they think of these things? Is there a think tank for ridiculous, woke, brain dead takes for liberals to use for no other reason than to just get a bunch of attention? I don't really know, but let's keep on going.
In terms of trying to also be in that dominant position in society.
And by the way, this is the LED they were speaking about behind them. They're not at the event, they're at their regular studio.
And then you have women who are willing to go along with that, right? There are a certain number of women who are also willing, the trad wife sort of thing. And so what you've seen on the stage, but what's interesting though, is it J.D. Vance who promotes this kind of thing? He says there shouldn't be no-fault divorce. He says women in violent situations should stay. He didn't say that in his speech yesterday. No, there was no talk of abortion. No. There was no culture war stuff regarding men and women because they know it's deeply unpopular. Well,
that's not what no-fault divorce would mean. If you're getting beat up, wouldn't that be a reason? Wouldn't that be, okay, no-fault divorce says, hey, I want to leave. I don't have a reason. I'm just out. Irreconcilable differences, whatever the case may be, I'm out. But if you have a fault, like he abandoned me, he set my house on fire, he's beating me, things of this nature, that's not the same thing as what they're trying to talk about. It's not. So you're just saying things and don't even understand what you're talking about. All right. Now let's get to an unlikely person to kind of support Trump. Okay. This is Mark Zuckerberg.
Now, look, I mean, there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I mean, the historic events over the last, over the weekend. And I mean, on a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, straight from Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg's like, hey, man, that right there, that was something to see. And I think most people, if you are being honest, will say the same thing. That's my opinion, but let's keep on going.
But look, I mean, it's, and I think, look, it's, at some level as an American, it's like hard to not get kind of emotional about that spirit and that fight. And I think that's why a lot of people like the guy.
Right on. Now, as I said, there wasn't an endorsement. He made sure to say that I'm not endorsing either candidate. That's why I said it's kind of an endorsement because, I mean, he's speaking what a lot of us are saying, which is why it was very important for Trump to do that in that moment, to let everybody know he's okay, give everybody strength, give everybody confidence, and then continue that strength and confidence out there on the stage at the RNC. So, Joy Reid, are you going to call Mark Zuckerberg a Jewish person, white adjacent? Are you going to do that? Now you open a whole can of worms. Now you're going to be an anti-Semite. It's okay to attack me, though, right? It's okay to attack black guys, Hispanic guys, because we're low on the totem pole, right? Ain't that what you think, Joy Reid and MS-13 DNC? You see, that's why people don't like you guys anymore. That's why they're turning off the television when you come on. That's why they don't even have cable anymore, and they're watching guys like me and many others on the internet for alternative media because we're not racist, hateful bigots like you guys on television are. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the white adjacent people out there who want to vote for Trump, who want to vote for freedom, who want to vote for prosperity, who want to vote for a better economy, who want to vote for no wars and world peace. I guess all those things make you a white person. So, hey, if that's what it is, then that's what it is, because regardless of what's going on, I'm never going to let go of my principles and things that I stand for because of somebody trying to bully me like a Joy Reid, trying to call me a white guy, which, again, never happens in real life. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What do you think about Joy Reid calling those of us who want a better country white adjacent, or incels in the case of Argentina and Javier Milei? Whatever your thoughts are, and if you don't know what that is, incel, involuntary celibate, but whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Your Joy Reids of the world, these people are ridiculous, and they prove every single day, they give me more reason, more justification behind me at one point being a liberal guy many, many, many moons ago. They give me justification and the the best reason why I left. That right there, it just proves a point that I've been making for the past few years. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.